Hey guys, years ago I knew I wanted to start a podcast, but I knew nothing about how to get started. Add to that, I am horrible when it comes to technology. Thankfully, Spotify had a platform where I could do everything I needed, super easy, and best of all, super free. You see, Spotify for podcasters lets me record, edit, distribute right from my phone or computer so I can get everything done in one place. I can also do video episodes as well, which as a trader helps massively if I want to talk about something on the charts. Lastly, if you're into making money, which, some of us are, Spotify for podcasters makes it super easy to monetize in various ways, including ads like this or subscriptions. So for someone who values my time massively and is always focused on efficiency and productivity, Spotify for podcasters was the perfect fit for me. Give it a try. Oh, and did I mention? It's free! So if you followed me for any amount of time now, you know that I'm pretty nerdy about space. You also know that I'm a trader, hence the Trading Coach podcast. Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about what space and trading have in common. And trust me, it's not one of those crazy trading strategies like you heard in Market Wizards. Or is it? No, it's not. Just check out the podcast. It is the market maker, guys. Jupiter is the market maker of planets. Jupiter is very scary though. But so going back to get on topic, right? So trend trading, right? So what is actually trend trading, right? How would you guys define trend trading if you had to define it? What would you guys say? Or how do you typically see trend trading defined? Because it is a very interesting question, right? Because I think we actually look at trend trading, perhaps we don't really know what trend trading is, but we think we know what it is, or we think us thinking we know what it is hold us back, right? So what is trend trading? Bobby says it's tricky. We can even take it one step further. Like, what is trend? What is the trend, right? So following up on the space conversation we had, right? Because this kind of goes into it. You think about space, right? You think about there is universes and galaxies and all that fun stuff, right? Galaxies and universes, right? So we have our solar system, which is one thing, and we circle around the sun and all this fun stuff. We have our galaxy, which is another thing, and then we have our universe, which is another thing, right? And it keeps, if you keep zooming out, it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. If you ever get a chance, you can probably find it on social media somewhere. Just search in relative size of our solar system in comparison to other stuff, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Even our sun is a midget compared to some of these super giants out there, right? But trend trading is kind of the same way. We think, I guess if we had to define trend trading, we would say trading in the direction of market movement, right? But market movement doesn't necessarily mean we're in a trend. We could have market movement in a counter trend, right? And at the same time, a directional move, a bullish directional move on one time frame, so our solar system, if you zoom out to another time frame, it's a completely different directional move. And if you zoom out to another time frame, it's a completely different directional move. So what is the trend? And it ends up being the trend is relative to our perspective. Our trend is nothing more than our perspective, right? The same way we look at, hey, our galaxy is the center of the universe. No, it's not. You look at world maps, right? Here's another interesting one. If you look at world maps from different countries, right? Some of them are laid out differently, right? You have maps where America is always in the center because us Americans, center of the world. You get maps from people on the East. They're not even the East, actually, right? Europe may be the center of the world. Africa may be the center of the world, right? What is the center of the world? There is no center of the world. It's a circle, right? Anything could be the center of the world depending on our perspective. East and West, right? Europe is to my east. America is considered the West. I consider America the Central. China's the West, but China's also the East, right? It's so confusing, and the markets are the same way. So we get tied up on saying I do want to be a trend trader because of this, or I don't want to be a counter trend trader because of that. The truth is, there is no such thing as the trend. It is all made up. It is all, there is never any true trend. It's made up not in the sense that it's not real, but it's made up in the sense that the trend is controlled by our perspective. So with that being said, a trend, how I like to define a trend continuation trade or a trend trade is, and honestly, I don't even like to define it. I only do it because I do the teaching stuff, right? I look for directional predictions, right? So I say, hey, if we break this level of structure to the upside, then I think we're going to go to this next level of structure to the upside. So we're looking at that bullish move. I will call that a trend continuation trade because I'm expecting a bullish move from one point that was violated to the next point that should serve as a key level of structure. So that bullish move is, quote unquote, the trend for me. Again, is it actually the trend? Who knows? Bigger picture, it could be a counter trend move. Bigger picture, it could be another continuation move, right? But for me, in this moment, I'm defining it to myself as a trend continuation move because I'm expecting a directional move to go in a certain direction higher versus like a rejection-based move. So that's how I define it, right? And obviously, again, the conversation we had earlier about different markets, different personalities, those moves are going to be different depending on what markets you're trading. Again, if you're trading the S&P, you have a much clearer view of what the trend is because there is a clear trend in the S&P 500. It goes up. It is the only trend. It is the only true trend. But you go into markets that are more consolidative, like Forex, or you go to some stocks that are more choppy, and there's not a quote-unquote natural trend to the market. And again, specifically in Forex, because there is no trend in Forex, we're battling, so there's more consolidation than anything. I don't think we need to define, hey, what is the trend? Because there is no definition. And this goes back to what George said earlier. It doesn't matter what you call it, what you label it. All that matters is you know what you're doing and what you expect from the move. Greg says, sounds like a podcast episode right now. You know what, Greg? I might just make it one. I should write it down so I don't forget. All right, podcast episode, Akil's Trend Rant. There we go. And again, in my mind, seriously, I know you guys see the teaching stuff all the time, but in my mind, I don't even care about trend. Like I'm so locked in. I think of myself as a trading mercenary. I'm so locked in on what is the current trend as far as like what is the next move. I'll look at that as the trend, and then how can I take advantage of it? Like I can care less about like if someone asks me, "Hey Akil, daily chart, pound yen, bullish or bearish?" I don't know. I don't care. I can tell you that right now we're at a previous level of structure, and I'm not looking for longs. I would only look for shorts from this level of structure back down to this level of structure. I can tell you that. Overall trend, like who cares? Like I'm just trying to make money. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I hope it didn't mess with your mind too much. Again, I'm not saying that it's not important to learn this stuff. I'm just saying as you get more experience in the market, you start seeing things a different way, and you start kind of understanding what really matters and what doesn't matter per you as a trader. Now, again, it's easier said when we have charts. So if you ever want to join me for a live session, we have them every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A New York session and a London session over on our website. Just visit www.tier1trading.com and join us in the live room for some daily trading action.